I think the number one mistake people make when networking is doing something that doesn't fit their personality. That's not them, right? It's a mistake for me to rely on walking into a room and shaking everybody's hand to get work. That's just not how the work is going to come to me because I'm not good at doing it. I'm going to sit in that room with a drink in my hand and sit in the corner and not talk to anybody because I'm not comfortable doing that. My name is Jeff Glazer. I'm an assistant clinical professor at the University of Wisconsin School of Law. I am, in particular, a supervising attorney with the Law and Entrepreneurship Clinic. I was here today to talk about networking and the ways in which people can get their name out and talk to people in the universe about the services that they provide and the products and services that they sell. It's the world's greatest irony that they asked me to talk about networking because in a general sense or in sort of the most broad sense of what people think of when they think of networking, I'm really bad at. But the reason I think that I got into this and the reason why I'm actually pretty passionate about this is because I am really bad at that one kind of networking. And it just so happens that everybody thinks that that's what networking means. But networking can mean so much more than that. And if you just stop and think about who you are and what you're doing and who your clients are, you can come up with ways of networking that fit your personality that aren't going into a room and shaking everyone's hand. Tip number one is know who you are and know who you're not, right? So for instance, I know that I am an introverted person. I'm not an extrovert, right? I am not the kind of person that can walk into a room and shake everybody's hand. So that immediately rules out that kind of networking for me. I can't do that. It's not comfortable for me. I don't like doing it. It's really hard. So I need to think of ways in which I can network that don't involve me being extroverted, that can allow me to use my introvertedness and my other strengths in order to find customers and clients. Tip number two is know who your customer is and know where the customer is coming from. So that's to say that different kinds of networks are appropriate for different kinds of tasks. And if you're trying to get, if, for example, the kind of legal work that you do is part of a process, right? So the client might start at the beginning of the process and at the end of the process, they are done with the legal stuff or they're done with whatever it is they're trying to accomplish, right? Know where you are in that process. Are you at the beginning of the process? Are you at the end of the process? Or are you somewhere in between? And that helps you to think about, well, if I'm going to get work, it has to come from the person in front of me in the process. So go find the people in front of you in the process. And that might be the client, but that also might be other service providers that are part of the process and setting up those referral networks. And that's looking at the legal work that you do as part of a bigger process. The third tip that I would have is to know where the customer is in their purchasing decision. Right? So where are they? Are they making a decision? Are they searching around? Do they not have to worry about this problem yet and they're just sort of hanging out there? And so there's a number of models in which we can use to figure that out. And one of those that we talked about in the talk is the purchasing funnel, where at the very broadest sense, people have to be aware of your products and services. Maybe they aren't looking for it yet, but they at least have to be aware of it, right? And so wherever we are in that funnel, we're gonna spend our marketing dollars and time a little bit differently, and we have to know where the customer is in that funnel rather, so that we can market to them appropriately.